Welcome to the overview video for UFC 316. On this card we have a total of 13 fights and 2 of them are for the world title. In this video we will go over all the predictions that have been made by the UFC Predictions Channels on YouTube and find out for all fights on this card which fighters are picked the most and which ones are picked by the best predictors, the best favorite and underdog predictors. We have a lot of big favorites on this card, but also some very interesting underdogs. So let's get started with the first fight of the night. Opening up this card, we have a fight in the lightweight division between MarQuel Mederos and Choinski. MarQuel Mederos is the favorite with minus 210 and with plus 170 Choinski the underdog. Although Mederos is not a huge favorite, he is a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 88% versus 12 for Choinski. And most have predicted this fight will go to the scorecards. He's also a pretty big favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels with 69 channels out of 83 picking him to win for 83%. He's not such a big favorite in picks by the best predictors with 6 out of 9. But when we look at the best predictors on favorite fighters, he's picked 8 out of 10. So again, a big favorite. Do the best underdog predictors have some faith in Choinski the underdog? Well, a little bit. Only 2 out of 9 picked him to win. As a quick reminder, or for those new to the channel, the best prediction channels are highlighted in green. Dark green means they had a 5% or higher return on investment over the past 12 months, and light green means they had a return on investment below 5%. I also track the best predictors for favorites and underdogs separately. The best favorite predictors have the highest ROI based only on the picks for betting favorites, and best underdog predictors had the highest ROI based only on the picks for underdogs. For a full breakdown of the best predictors, check out the 1 year results video, which is linked in the video description or at the end of this video. The second fight on the early prelims is another lightweight fight between Quillan Salkilld and Yanal Ashmouz. And Quillan is a huge favorite with minus 550 in average odds. And Yanal the big underdog with plus 405. 88% of the Tapology community pick Quillan to win versus 12 for Ashmouz. And most are predicting that Quillan will win via decision or a KO TKO. 77 out of 85 YouTube prediction channels pick Quillan to win for almost 91%. And of the best predictors, 8 out of 9 pick him to win and the best favorite predictors have it 10 out of 10. And only 1 out of 9 of the best underdog predictors pick the underdog Yanal Ashmouz. The next fight is in the featherweight division between Yeo Sang Yeo and Jeka Saragih. And here we have another huge favorite in Yeo Sang Yeo with minus 520. And with plus 390, Jeka Serghei the huge underdog. In picks by the Tapology community, Yeo is the huge favorite with 94% and most are expecting he will win this fight via KO TKO. And we have the exact same result in picks by the YouTube prediction channels with 79 out of 84 for also 94%. The best predictors have it 7 out of 8 for Yeo Sang Yeo and the best favorite predictors 9 out of 10. And the underdog Jeka Saragih is picked 0 out of 8 by the best underdog predictors, so they have no faith in this underdog. The last fight of the early prelims is between Ariane da Silva versus Wang in the women's flyweight division. And here we have another huge favorite in Wang with minus 545 in average odds. And with plus 400 Ariane da Silva the underdog. Wang is picked 88% by the Tapology community versus 12 for da Silva. And most are expecting that Wang will win via decision. In picks by the YouTube prediction channels, Wang is a huge favorite and 81 out of 83 picked her to win for 97.6%. And only 2 channels, 138 MMA and Pick'em MMA have picked Ariane da Silva to win. And the best predictors, the best favorite predictors and the best underdog predictors are all picking Wang to win. So almost everyone expects that Wang will win this fight against Ariane da Silva. Opening up the prelims, we have a fight in the welterweight division between Khaos Williams and Andreas Gustafsson. Khaos Williams is the favorite with minus 190 and Andreas Gustafsson the underdog with plus 155. Williams is the favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 69% versus 31% for Gustafsson. But no matter who wins, most are expecting that this fight will end in a KO TKO. Khaos Williams is a bit smaller favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels with 53 out of 84 for 63%. And the best predictors have it 6 out of 8 for Khaos Williams. And the best favorite predictors 7 out of 9. And the underdog Andreas Gustafsson is picked by the best underdog predictors only 2 out of 8. So overall, the best predictors combined have a bit more faith in Khaos Williams to win than the YouTube predictions overall and the Tapology community. If you enjoy the content and find it helpful or informative, then don't forget to like this video or subscribe. Thank you so much. Up next, we go to the big boys for a fight in the heavyweight division between Serghei Spivac and Waldo Cortes-Acosta. And this fight, compared to the rest of the card, is really close in odds, and is in fact, as of now, the closest fight in odds. Serghei Spivac is the small favorite with minus 140 and Waldo Cortes-Acosta the underdog with plus 120. Serghei Spivac is the favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 68% versus 32% for Cortes-Acosta. And most have predicted that Spivac wins via submission or Cortes-Acosta via KO TKO. And we have the same results in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels with 59 out of 86 for Serghei Spivac for 68.6%. But when we look at the picks from the best predictors, things start to change. And now Waldo Cortes-Acosta is the small favorite and he's picked 5 out of 9. And the best predictors on favorite fighters in odds have it 5 out of 10 for both fighters. And the best underdog predictors have picked the underdog Waldo Cortes-Acosta 6 out of 9, making him the favorite in underdog picks. So, what do you think of this matchup? You agree with the best predictors or not? The next fight on this card is in the light heavyweight division between Azamat Murzakanov and Branson Rabaro. And here we have again a huge favorite in odds in Azamat Murzakanov with minus 605 and Branson Rabaro the big underdog with plus 430. Murzakanov is also a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 95% versus 5% for Rabaro. And almost everyone has predicted that Murzakanov wins by a KO TKO. And he's even a bigger favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels. 83 out of 84 channels pick him to win for 99%, and only one channel, Carlos from MCA Picks, went with Branson Rabaro. And all of the best predictors, the best favorite and underdog predictors have picked Azamat Murzakanov. So in picks and odds it looks to be a very rough night for Branson Rabaro. The next fight is the future prelim in the flyweight division between Bruno Silva and Joshua Fenn. And here we again have a huge favorite in Joshua Fenn with minus 655 in average odds. And with plus 455 Bruno Silva the big underdog. And the same result in picks from Tapology. 95% have picked Joshua Fenn and 5% for Silva. And most are expecting that this fight will go to the scorecards. Joshua Fenn is also a huge favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels with 82 out of 86 for 95%. And only 4 channels have picked Bruno Silva. And the best predictors, the best favorite and underdog predictors all pick Joshua Fenn to win. Opening up the main card, we have a fight between Vicente Luque and Kevin Holland in the welterweight division. The favorite is Kevin Holland with minus 275 in average odds and with plus 220 Vincent Luque the underdog. 66% of the Tapology Community pick Kevin Holland to win and 34% for Luque. Most are expecting Holland to win by a KO TKO and Luque by a submission. In picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels, Kevin Holland is also the favorite with 56 out of 90 for 62%. But the best predictors disagree with the odds makers, the Tapology Community and the YouTube Prediction Channels overall. And 7 out of 10 pick Vincent Luque to win for 70%. And the favorite, Kevin Holland, is picked by the best favorite predictors only 4 out of 11. And the underdog, Vincent Luque, is picked by the best underdog predictors 6 out of 9. So, interesting to see for this fight that the best predictors disagree with the odds makers, the Tapology Community and the YouTube predictors overall. Want to stay ahead with the latest picks, odds and stats for all fights while supporting the channel? Consider becoming a Buy Me a Coffee member or a Patreon supporter. After this video, every Friday and Saturday I update the latest stats with newly added picks from all UFC prediction channels, the best predictors and the most profitable favorite and underdog predictors. Updated odds, track how the betting lines shift daily. Tapology stats, see if the MMA community's picks are changing. Support the channel and get exclusive daily updates. Links are in the description. I'd really appreciate it. Up next we go to the bantamweight division for a fight between Mario Batista and Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix, who's making his UFC debut, is the favorite with minus 185 and Mario Batista the underdog with plus 155. Although Patchy Mix is not a big favorite in average odds, he is a big favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 81% versus 19% for Bautista. And most are expecting that this fight will go to a decision. Patchy Mix is not such a big favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels, and 62 out of 91 pick him to win for 68%. The best predictors have it 7 out of 10 for Patchy and 8 out of 11 by the best favorite predictors. And the underdog Mario Batista is picked by the best underdog predictors only 3 out of 10. Up next we go to the middleweight division for a fight between Gastelum and Joe Pfeiffer. With minus 395, Joe Pfeiffer is the big favorite and Gastelum the underdog with plus 305. Pfeiffer is a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 87%, and most of them have predicted he will win via KO TKO. And he's even a bigger favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels with 79 out of 87 for 91%. 7 out of 8 of the best predictors go with Joe Pfeiffer and the best favorite predictors 8 out of 10. And the underdog, Gastelum, is picked by the best underdog predictors only 1 out of 7. So basically almost everyone expects Joe Pfeiffer to win this fight. And then, for the co-main event of the evening, we have the first title fight of the night between Julianna Peña and Kayla Harrison for the women's bantamweight world title. And Kayla Harrison is a huge favorite with minus 745 in average odds, making her the biggest favorite in odds on this card. And Peña the underdog with plus 510. And this is not the first time that she's such a big underdog in a title fight. At UFC 269 she was a plus 700 underdog but managed to win the world title from Amanda Nunes. Harrison is the big favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 89% versus 11% for Peña. And she's also a huge favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels. 82 out of 89 channels predict that she will win for 92%. And the best predictors over the last year don't think Julianna Peña can win this fight, and all of them have picked Kayla Harrison. We don't see a 100% pick rate with the best favorite predictors, and Kayla Harrison is picked 9 out of 11. Do any of the best underdog predictors have faith in the underdog Julianna Peña? Well, no. 0 out of 8 pick her to win. So, almost everyone is expecting we will have a new champion this weekend. And then, for the main event of the evening, we have another title fight in the bantamweight division between Merab Dvalishvili and Sean O'Malley. Merab Dvalishvili is the favorite with minus 280 in average odds, and Sean O'Malley the underdog with plus 225. Dvalishvili is also the favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 77% and 23% for O'Malley. And most are expecting that Dvalishvili will win via decision and O'Malley via KO TKO. And most of the YouTube prediction channels agree with the Oddsmakers and the Tapology community, and Merab Dvalishvili is the favorite with 72 out of 91 for 79%. And we see the same with the best predictors. 8 out of 10 pick Merab to win. When we look at the best favorite predictors, the favorite Merab Dvalishvili is not such a big favorite, although still the favorite, and is picked 7 out of 11 for 63%. What about the best underdog predictors? Do they think Sean O'Malley can win back his belt? Well, not really, and only 1 out of 9 have picked Sean O'Malley to win. So, overall, most are expecting that Merab Dvalishvili will keep his belt this weekend. What might be some of the best betting opportunities on this card? And to be honest, this card is pretty tricky because there's so many huge favorites in odds, and is it worth the price? You have to decide for yourself, but these huge favorites are all picked by the best predictors, the best favorite and underdog predictors 100%. The first one is Wang with minus 554 in average odds. And then we have Azamat Murzakanov with minus 605. And finally, Joshua Fenn with minus 655. Personally, I don't think this is worth the price, even though they are picked 100% by the best predictors. But I found 2 underdogs which might be good betting opportunities. The first one is Waldo Cortes-Acosta. He is the underdog with plus 120, but is picked by the best predictors 5 out of 9 and the best underdog predictors 6 out of 9. And for the second underdog we have Vicente Luque. His average odds are plus 220, but he is picked by the best predictors 7 out of 10 and by the best underdog predictors 6 out of 9. What are some of your best favorite or underdog betting opportunities on this card? Let us know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this overview of all the fight picks. If you found it helpful, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to support the channel while getting exclusive updates, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for watching, have an awesome weekend, enjoy the fights, and I will see you in the next video.